Welcome to day 8 of the 14-day math challenge. You've officially passed the halfway mark. Give yourself some credit because most people honestly don't even make it this far. Today's problem is going to test your understanding of trigonometry. And as a reminder, if you want all 14 challenge problems delivered straight to your inbox, look at the description below so that you can sign up through the link provided. No more scrolling, no more guessing, just focus practice right at your fingertips. Let's move on to number 8. In a triangle, if one angle is 30 degrees and the hypotenuse is 10 units long, what is the length of the side opposite to the 30-degree angle? Remember, work it out yourself, press pause, then play for the solution. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is draw the triangle. Drawing the triangle is important. It is a right triangle. I am not assuming it is a right triangle. I can read that it is a right triangle. Then they say that one angle is 30 degrees. The reason why I made that angle 30 and not the bottom one is because in math, in geometry, the shortest side is opposite of the smallest angle and the longest side is opposite of the largest angle. If you're wondering, how does she get 60 degrees? Well, because the three angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So if I already have 90 and 30, what's missing is 60. Okay, so it says that one angle is 30 degrees. The hypotenuse is the longest side of any right triangle. It is always opposite the 90-degree angle. This is going to be 10. What is the length of the side opposite to the 30-degree angle? In geometry and trigonometry, there is a special right triangle called a 30, 60, 90 triangle. It is meant to be a shortcut. So I know that opposite of the 30-degree angle is what I'm going to call the short leg. Opposite of 90, of course, is the hypotenuse, which leaves opposite of 60 to be what's called the long leg. To go from the hypotenuse to the short leg, you are going to divide by 2. And if you're wondering, how do you know that? Well, that's a shortcut. It is something that you have to memorize. Sometimes on the SAT, they will give you a right triangle and they're going to give you the rules this way. X, 2x, x radical 3, where I know that this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So if you've seen this before, this is where it comes from, okay? And that means that if the hypotenuse is 10, the short leg, which is opposite of 30 degrees, is going to be divided by 2. It's going to be 5. So it makes this problem very, very, very easy if you know that special right triangle 30, 60, 90. What happens if you don't? If you don't know the shortcut for a 30, 60, 90 triangle, you're going to have to do this using trig, sine, cosine, or tangent. You are allowed to use SOH-CAH-TOA only for right triangles. Here, the information I have is the hypotenuse, and the information I want is the side opposite of the 30-degree angle. According to SOH-CAH-TOA, I have, this is the hypotenuse, this would be opposite of my 30-degree angle, so I'm going to work with sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. The sine of 30 degrees is going to equal opposite over hypotenuse. If you take your calculator, make sure you are in degree mode and you multiply 10 times the sine of 30. It's the same as doing 10 times 1/2, which is going to give you the same answer of 5 units. I think it's a little bit faster if you do know the special right triangles, just like if you learned the 45, 45, 90 or 30, 60, 90. However, if you don't, this is the other way that you can do the problem. All right, so there you have it. That is day 8. I'll see you tomorrow for day 9.